what's up? This is her. So the last time that I was on Friday live stream, it was during the week of the Grammys. I ended up winning Song of the Year and R&B song. I won for I Can't Breathe. Song of the Year is a huge, huge deal, and I beat Beyonce, so it was a very special night. So it's been a really big year for me. So many milestones, a lot of unexpected achievements, and I ended up at the 2021 Oscars, and I got to bring my mom. She was my date. It was very special. And I ended up winning Best Original Song from the original motion picture, Judas and the Black Messiah. I won Fight for You, my song Fight for You. But that was unbelievable. Like, I was just so happy to be at the Oscars my first year. And to win, I'm halfway through an EGOT now, so we'll see. Now I just need the Emmy and the Tony. I have ambitions to be a part of a musical in some way, maybe on Broadway, we'll see. And I'm starting my career as an actress. I did Yes Day on Netflix, which was very, very exciting with Jennifer Garner. And I'm super passionate about acting, so you'll see me doing more acting very soon. You know, I was going to go to college and like study something in the medical field because my mom's a nurse and, you know, she's Filipino, and Filipino moms, sometimes they pressure you to like be a nurse or something in the medical field. But I decided to be a musician instead. I don't know if I made the right decision. Maybe I should still go back to college, I don't know. No, but yeah, that was a huge yes, you know, to music, and no to being a nurse. I take on a lot because I love what I do. I'm in love with the process, I'm in love with the journey, so it's very hard for me to say no. But I'm getting better at it. You gotta take some time off and take care of you sometimes at the end of the day. Oh my gosh, leading up to my performance at SNL, I actually was in Jamaica at some point, and Adele was there at the same time, and she actually took the suite that I wanted at the resort. And I found out, and I was like, man, well, who has it? They were like, Adele. I was like, oh, okay, then it's all good, it's fine. But we ended up meeting each other, and yeah, and we kind of built a relationship there. And then she, you know, called me and was like, hey, you ever been on SNL before? I was like, no, but hopefully I will one day, you know, that would be really great. She was like, yeah, I was just watching a bunch of old episodes. The next day, somebody on my team is telling me Adele wants you to perform on SNL. She's hosting. And I'm like, that's why she asked me. So I was freaking out. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that. It was really, really dope how everything happened. Everything happens for a reason, I'm telling you. She took my suite, my villa for a reason. And I ended up at SNL, and man, I was so nervous. It was, you know, one of the first like live television performances in a long time. And there was like a little bit of an audience there. And of course, it's such a legendary stage. And Adele was hosting. She was like, you know, I'm so happy that it was you. I wouldn't have wanted anybody else to perform when I hosted. You know, she said she was a fan, and that just meant the world to me because I've grown up listening to Adele. I never get starstruck, but I was so starstruck to meet Jim Carrey. He came to my dressing room to tell me that I did a great job, and I like am a huge Jim Carrey fan. Like that was amazing. It was one of the highlights of my life. During the quarantine, I was, you know, just trying to find a way to stay connected to the people, and I was just vibing in my house, in a big empty room in my house, actually, and the reverb was so good, I decided to sing some songs, and I sang Daughters by John Mayer. But for him to be making TikToks to my songs now is like, it's so surreal. He came to my show, he saw me perform at Coachella, actually, and he was on the side of the stage. When I got off the stage, I was like on a high for my performance, but then I was like, oh my gosh, it's John Mayer! And we had a little conversation, but he was telling me, he was like, man, you're on another level, and I just thought that was like the craziest thing coming from him, because it's John Mayer, and like I grew up singing all his songs. Like Continuum is one of my favorite albums, like of all time, so yeah, hopefully we'll be creating something together soon. You know, I haven't really dropped an album. Back of my mind is really gonna be a celebration of R&B. I've only dropped EPs, which is weird, and it's not a debut. You know, 4 Grammys and an Oscar later, I can't really call it a debut, but you know, I think my EPs, Volume 1, Volume 2, and the I Used to Know Her EPs were really just kind of one layer and one piece of who I am as an artist and the things that I do and create. And this album is kind of a bigger picture. It's many layers. It's who I am, you know, thus far at this point in my life. I'm 23 years old now, and it's like just a bigger picture to who I am thus far as an artist. I think it's time, you know, to finally release an album. It's been a long time coming, and I've wanted to make this, but I wanted it to be special, and just to really kind of understand, I don't know, creatively where I am now and kind of how far I've come. So it's a representation of my first projects. It's nostalgic, but it's fresh at the same time. And this album, I think, you know, I've been working on it for like 2 or 3 years, and I just felt like this was the time. It's finally time. iHeart Awards, that was a special night. When they honored me, they played this like montage, you know, for R&B Artist of the Year. When I won, it was like this really dope, like reel and a montage of kind of the pieces of my journey, some of my records and some interviews, and it was really, really sweet, and it kind of made me proud of myself. So I'm really appreciative of you know, the support that they've shown me. Of course, I got to honor and perform for the legend Elton John. Like, it's Elton John. I mean, come on. Like, he's an icon. So to be able to perform in front of him was like a dream come true. You know, I never thought I would be performing in front of Elton John, and I did a guitar solo, and he almost came out of his seat. I saw like the intensity in his face, and he almost like jumped up, and that was really dope. And it was a really special night. It was a great night for music. I think I've always loved glasses, but now I'm a lot more intentional with them. And of course, I look up to the icon Elton John and all his glasses that he wears. He wears crazier glasses than me. Probably one of those bucket list artists that I was dying to meet was Stevie Wonder, and he gave me a call. He called me, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, wait, what? I didn't really believe it at first, but yeah, he was talking and just admiring me and just saying things, and I was like, oh my gosh. So I want to work with him, so maybe that'll happen soon. Yeah, so me and Kehlani were in a group together called Pop Life with Dwayne Wiggins' son, Dwayne Wiggins from Tony Tone, his son Dylan. We were all very young. I might have been 7 years old or 8 years old, and Zendaya was supposed to be in the group. I don't remember what happened, but me and Kehlani were like the lead singers, and we used to sing Jasmine Sullivan songs, and we used to sing Prince and Sly and Family Stone songs together, and I was pretty much like the bass player in the band, and Dylan would play keys. And yeah, it was we were really young kids, and we just loved music. But now to see Kehlani where she's at and Zendaya where she's at, it's like it was destined, you know, from that time, and it's really dope. We're all just kids from the Bay Area that love music and love, you know, just entertaining. If I was building my own supergroup today, it would be me, Kaytranada, Thundercat, and I don't know who the third member would be. All right, everybody, don't forget to listen to my album, Back of My Mind. I'll catch you guys later on.